So what is up, you guys? I just wanted to say before we start, usually I try to make all my videos a lot more entertaining and then some information along the way. This video is going to be a lot more how-to, and I'm going to go in depth to explaining a lot of things. If you're not a fan of this, my next video is going to be back to normal, and I might only do these from time to time. So without saying anything else, let's get into it. So today we're going to continue working on the Civic Type R inspired coupe. Now that the body is done, we're going to kind of move, and I'm going to get to working on the doors. We're going to get that completely stripped down, and I'm going to show you how along the way. Welcome to Bodie Vision. You heard? So at this point, I think you guys can have it up till here. There's millions of videos on YouTube about pulling off door panels. If you don't know how to pull off door panels, just look up one of those videos. But I'm making this video for you people that are a little further along and a little more advanced in the car scene and are kind of having some problems getting further than this step. So what I want to do is I want to essentially get this ready for paint. And that means, and that translates to, I'm going to get this trim pulled off. This is the door jamb trim. And then there's also two different trims that go around the window. We're gonna have to get that pulled off as well. So for me to get that pulled off the window, we gotta get the window to come down. You're gonna wanna plug your window switch back in and get the window to come down to a good level where you can see both 10s at the bottom. I'll show you that when we get there. I cannot plug my window back into the switch because there's no power to the door. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking my 12-volt power converter and I'm gonna plug that directly into the motor to get the window to come down. So my power converter here just takes power from a regular old plug and it converts that into 12 volts, and 12 volts is what the car needs. So I'm taking my negative right here, and these two wires right here, the green one and the red one, are gonna control the window. So I just got my gator clip. I'm gonna plug this one into there. That prong is gonna be where the negative's gonna be. So this setup, I just have this wire going to the gator clip. It's too narrow for me to get the other gator clip in there. So we just have it, and once that makes contact, the window goes down. So you're gonna want the window to go down far enough to where you can see the two 10mm bolts on it. And a little more. So you see there's that one over there, and then there's this one as well. So now that I got the window out, I want to move on to the trim. This door jamb trim, well, that's what I call it. I don't know the specific name for it. These are all being held on by a specific type of clip. So you just got to come along and pull it and see where it's sticking right here. There's one, there's another one, there's another one, and there's another one. These clips are a specific style and they're really easy to pull off once you know how. So just pull it one direction and then pull it the other and it'll slide right off. You don't gotta use much force. You're not gonna rip the rubber or anything. So just kind of work it and go around the entire door. So now that all the clips on the bottom are taken out, this is kind of a different style. This is kind of just pushed in there and you just work that right off. And then when you come to this corner, there's another one, same style, pop that off. See, that's what they look like. So you just gotta pull the rubber this way, pull the rubber that way, it'll come right off. And then this you just work your way down. And just like that, that's trim piece number one. So for the next piece, you're gonna wanna flip the door over. Whoa! That's crazy. Oh man. Here, this is a similar style, but I actually like to pull these off and just leave them with the trim piece. They just pop off nice and easy. I have this little pry tool. You can also just use a flat blade screwdriver and it'll be just fine. So this is the same style. Just pull it off and you'll be good to go. So that's piece number two of three. And the last piece is the piece that the actual window stays on. It has the window track and it goes all the way up here. So this rubber up here that the window seals in is the piece that we're gonna get off next. So now I gotta flip the door back over, and then we gotta go for these two 10s right here. There's this one. So there's these two on the bottom, and Josh's door is slacking a little bit. You're supposed to have a nut right here. This holds on the track as well, right here. So the way that I found out it's always easiest to take this trim off is I always start with the one that's closer to the jamb of the door where the bolts are. So you just take out the track. The track is completely loose now that the bottom 10, and this is out as well. I believe this is an 8, it might be a 10, I don't know. It's a nut that goes there. And then you just work this. This clip just pops right off. This is what aligns the window to make sure it doesn't come out of the track or come out of the door completely. And this just works around. And now this is where it gets a little bit tricky, and it's gonna be kind of hard to see. So there's this metal track right in here. If you can see this one, this just separates the rubber. So you take that apart completely, and then you can get that track. And what I do to make sure that I'm not gonna lose track of what goes where, I just slide it on exactly where it was before. And then when it comes time to put it back together, that's exactly where it was. And then I'll know and I'll not be confused. And then this one through the speaker. And then again, put that back together right when it comes out. That way you're not getting confused when it comes time to put it back together. Now that we're done with the trim, I want to move on to the door handle itself. This is the kind of a pain in the process. You see right here where there's that rod, it has the green clip on it. Just take the clip, twist it to the side. So that's one of two rods. The next rod is way more of a pain. This needs to separate right here. So this rod, this is the biggest pain of all of it because this kind of has a barbed tip, it's metal, and that's into this plastic piece. The key is to make sure that the plastic piece and everything else stays with the handle, and you're prying on just the metal part. If you try to get the plastic to come with it, it's never gonna come off unless you break the door handle itself. So now that it's time to actually take out the handle itself, it's kind of hard to get the camera down in there. The lighting's not gonna be very good. So the best thing for me to do is to go put it on my workbench, reassemble it, and then disassemble it and show you guys the steps along the way. So this is the first clip that's gotta come out right here. Get it in there, twist it, just kind of work it off. So that's that'll come off. And then the next thing, the one that's kind of the hardest that I had to use my little 90-degree tool to come out, you can see the top of the clip right here, right there. And then the bottom of it's right here. So I just took my tool, gotta make sure you kind of get this in there, and then I worked it right out just like that, and then pull it all the way out. And once that's out, the two clips are out, then this 10's gotta come off. So I put this 10 back on just to show you guys the process, but this will already be off by that time. So that comes off, and then this will still be in the door, and then this lifts right off like that, and that's when you can feed it through, and then you'll be good to go. So that was how to disassemble doors from start to finish to get them ready for paint, and also taking out the door handle. I have found that that's kind of a harder process, so I hope I helped you out along the way, and I hope you can use this information to your benefit. So while I was filming this, I actually filmed some more stuff, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this video off here, and then the stuff that I filmed, that's gonna go in the next video where I get into prepping the doors, priming the doors, and painting the doors. You'll see all that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like this video, comment, subscribe. You know what it is, YouTube. I'm out.